What's up guys, Lord Sendo here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you a game that has quickly become one of my favourite tower defense games on Roblox. This game, Tower Defenders, is a game that I've seen on my recommended from time to time, but I only decided to try it out today. Before you write off the game as a result of other past experiences you've had with bad tower defense games on Roblox, let me just say that this game has a lot that makes it unique and stand out from other tower defense games in the genre. My main criticism of tower defense games on Roblox are that they're pretty shallow and all of the gameplay is just repeated over and over again. And the strategy and deck building aspect of these games are normally absent in the sense that you can just place the most OP towers in random spots and you'll still be able to win most of the maps. This makes these games pretty beginner friendly, but at the same time it also makes them mind-numbingly boring for people who want a challenge. And that's the niche that Tower Defenders caters towards. Make no mistake, this game is incredibly difficult, and you actually have to select which units you want to use carefully if you even want to beat the easy map. Where Tower Defenders stands apart for me is the attention to detail. So there are damage types in this game, and if you haven't played many games outside of Roblox, that might be a foreign concept. Essentially, there are 3 different types of damage: magical, physical, and true damage. So for magical damage, for example, if your opponent has a lot of magical resistance, then you're going to deal less damage to them. Armor is the same thing, but for physical damage. If they have a lot of armor and you don't have much physical damage, then you're not going to do much damage to them. But if they have a lot of armor and not much magic resistance, then your magical units are going to do more damage to them. True damage is slightly different. It basically ignores all armor and magic resistance, it just does the damage to their health bar, no matter how much armor and magic resistance they have. The reason why these damage type concepts are pretty important to understand is that you can actually make some great synergies between your troops. For example, my friend Territory bought the Cygor unit. It's a pretty strong unit, it does a lot of damage. It has a massive AoE on its attacks, but its weakness is that it's pretty weak to armor. With this in mind, I bought the Mad Alchemist unit, which basically shreds your opponent's armor on hits, so that the Cygors can start doing way more damage to the enemies with a lot of armor. When playing Tower Defenders, if you want to actually win the maps, then you have to think about synergy like this, and place your units correctly so that you're getting the most value out of them. If you're not reading what your towers do, then chances are you're not going to be able to place them properly, and you're going to be wasting a lot of their value, and you're going to be losing these maps. If you haven't already been able to tell, some of these towers actually have custom voice lines, which they voice themselves. Again, it's just this attention to detail which makes this game stand out to me.
I shall reap the whirlwind!
Even though they currently have a decent amount of towers in the game, that's not the only form of progression. There are magical spells that you can unlock. You can use these in the middle of matches. They range from a variety of things, from physical spells to magical spells, and there are also support spells which heal your units, utility spells which give you extra gold. All of these have a variety of uses, and the main thing is you're going to be able to use them to turn the tide of a wave if you feel like you're going to lose, and maybe hold out long enough in order to get an upgrade for one of your units. What you're seeing right now are the troop options. Basically for this is just for the PvP mode, in which you can basically play against another player, and you each have your own troops which you can summon to send to your opponent's base, and you can use your own towers to defend against your enemy's troops. As well as this, the game also has cosmetic skins that you can use for your towers, so you're pretty much never going to run out of content unless you're playing for a long time. Combined with the amount of maps and game modes that I talked to you about before, like PvP, Endless, Ultra Rapid Fire, and all of these different difficulties, the game has a lot of replayability, and you can definitely play for a long time without getting too bored. In my opinion, the biggest weakness of the game is the GUIs don't look as great as the rest of the game. The visuals in terms of like actual graphics is great, but the GUIs just look like a level lower. But it's not like a huge deal, this isn't something that's going to bother you when playing the game. The gameplay itself, like I said before, relies a lot on strategy, and it's pretty fun, and there are some interactive mechanics, such as like on the boss stage of the easy map, there's going to be this boss who has the special ability which allows it to heal off of players. And if you don't get to the arrow, which has like a magical aura around it, then the boss is going to drain off you, and you're basically not going to be able to kill it. Overall, I'm incredibly impressed with Tower Defenders, and I'm surprised that no one recommended this game to me before. It definitely gets my seal of approval, and it's a game that I could see myself sinking quite a lot of time into. The link to the game will be in the description and in the pinned comment. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.